It's Calvin Burrell and Super Saver in front. To in second, Patio Prado. Down the outside, Icebox is flashing home. Racing up to the line, Super Saver wins the Derby for Todd Pletcher and for Calvin Burrell.
Now with 3 lengths to make up and a 16th to go, but Always Dreaming is digging down, and Always Dreaming is holding on. Looking at Lee, can't catch Always Dreaming, who's the 143rd winner of the Kentucky Derby.
Super Saver and Always Dreaming winning the Kentucky Derby. And we're on the path to the 2021 Derby, and so is the trainer of those two winners. He has a pair of horses in each of this weekend's racing. I'm very pleased to be joined by Racing Hall of Fame trainer Todd Pletcher. Todd, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've won these races a combined 9 times, including 6 Sam F. Davis wins, teaming up with Johnny V for 4 of those. And you have no agenda with him. Before we get to the individual horses, though, Todd, as a trainer, are you looking at horses that fit a certain track or configuration, or is it all about timing for you at this point?
It's a little bit of both. In No Agenda's case, he hasn't run since the Remsen, and I had a feel that the Tampa surface would suit him. Felt like it was a good launching point for him, and we've had some success, even though Vino Rosso, son of Curlin, did not win the Sam Davis. It led him to eventually winning the Wood Memorial. So we've always liked using the Tampa preps, to go along the way. And it also worked out for Always Dreaming, who was won his maiden there, and Super Saver, who also ran in the Tampa Derby. So it's good place to get started. And we're looking forward to getting Known Agenda's season underway.
Yeah, and Super Saver's brother, one of your Sam F. Davis winners and brethren. The Withers also this weekend. That's kind of been juggled around the calendar during your training career, and now it is on the Derby Trail. And a lot of handicappers, Todd, as you may be aware, like to try to read into where your horses are based. One of your Withers entrants at Belmont, you're shipping one up from Palm Beach Downs. Should bettors take into consideration where you have your horses during training?
Well, 99% of the time we're gonna take most of our Derby horses to South Florida to hopefully prepare, and a lot of times we'll ship back up to New York. In Overtook's case, he was there, he ran well, he'd been training well there. We knew we were going to go to the Withers, so we decided to stay put and do his preparation there at Belmont. It's worked out well, even though there's been a little bit of weather. We haven't had an interrupted schedule with him, so it's gone pretty smoothly. We'll see how this goes, and he might even be one that we'll bring to Florida after that, or we could just stay there. And we've had some pretty good luck staying in New York with the winter. For example, Princess of Silmar, she did all of her preps in New York before she won the Kentucky Oaks.
With the Aqueduct getting rid of the inner track, it's pretty much a 1-turn mile or a 1 1/8, which we saw with Known Agenda, although the Remsen's always been the 1 1/8, and now Overtook in the Withers a 1 1/8. How much does that factor into your decision? 9 furlongs, not necessarily the norm in February.
No, it's not, but he's a strongly bred horse, and I feel like the 9 furlongs will be fine for him. So the key for him, I think, is going to be what kind of pace setup there is. It looks like on paper there could be an honest pace, and he would benefit from that because he's going to kind of settle mid-pack and make one run.
One of the big new variables this year, Todd, on the Derby Trail is Lasix. If horses run on it, they are not eligible for points. Yours are not in all 4 spots this weekend. Any advice for us bettors when looking at the PPs and seeing horses maybe on Lasix for a maiden, then the stakes they're off?
No, I think it's a very difficult assignment for, handicappers and trainers and owners alike. I think what you're going to continue to see is when the opportunity is there, people are going to use Lasix. When it's not, you're just going to have to see what you get. And, it'll be interesting. Some horses are going to handle that better than others. And so, it's something we've been dealing with in Florida. I think the good thing for a lot of these young 3-year-olds is none of them have really used Lasix on a consistent basis. Most of them never ran on Lasix as 2-year-olds. So maybe they've had one start with it. In a lot of cases, maybe no starts. So that should be helpful to the handicappers.
You've been down this road many, many times now, basically a generation training on the Triple Crown Trail. Whose expectations are harder for you to manage, your own or the owners?
I think at this stage, it's really just trying to develop that horse, and hoping that you have one that you can get on the right path to the Derby, and each round of preps is critical, and it's some ways similar to NCAA basketball tournament. You're gonna have horses drop out at each round and show that they're maybe not quite to that level, but I think it's more about just being excited about it and grateful for the opportunities. And I think most of the owners are, just happy to have horses that are running in these type of prep races, and hopefully, continuing on the path to the dream race in May.
The Las Virginias is this weekend, and I would have been remiss if we didn't bring up Rags to Riches. We mentioned your 2 Derby winners at the top. She went on to win the Belmont after the Kentucky Oaks. Is that your favorite Triple Crown season, or does winning the Derby eclipse what she accomplished as a filly?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that winning, the Derby is special. But for me, Rags to Riches winning the Belmont has always been the most exciting race that I was involved in. And for us, it was our first Classic win, first Belmont win, and to do it with a filly for the first time, I think, in 105 years or whatever. And then in retrospect, looking back at it and beating a horse of the 2-time horse of the year in Curlin, I think. And, and it was just such an emotional race, from the stumble at the start to the stretch long duel, and she's in front and he's fighting back. I mean, to me, it was the ultimate horse race, and, we were blessed to be part of it.
Does it feel like 15 years?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's moments like that when you look back and say, wow, I can't believe how quickly time has gone by.
Well, she looked good in her lone start at 2, but then obviously at 3 just took it to another level. And it seems like on this trail, a lot of different variants of when horses really strut their stuff. What do you most look for in these preps? Obviously a win is nice, but in your mind, what do you need to see to say, okay, we are moving forward with these 3-year-olds?
I think just good performances. You don't have to win, but you need to show that your horse is on the improve. And what I really like to, not only in the races, but just physically how your horse is doing. And, I think you'll start to see that transformation from 2 to 3, and they'll get bigger and they'll get stronger, and they'll get a little more enthusiastic in their training. And, you want to see that progress that they're making and continuing to develop. And, there's going to be some of these horses that are going to go out and be impressive in this round, and then they'll fizzle off in the next one. So hopefully what you're doing is building up to peaking on the right day, which sometimes you can control that and sometimes you can't.
All right. Well, I think we're 12 weeks away, so some time to prepare, but it goes quick, as I'm sure you know. And Todd, I really appreciate your time talking about your entrance this weekend in the Triple Crown Trail.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. That's Todd Pletcher, everyone. He has 2 chances each at his 4th Sam F. Davis and 7th Withers. That's this weekend. Good luck.